Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aisha if this is your first time stopping by. And my table is a mess and I'm doing a makeup tutorial. I never thought to clean it, don't know why, but today I'm gonna be just getting ready with you guys. Actually, it's not so much a tutorial, but I have a couple meetings. Well, actually I have one meeting today, and I just thought that I would record because a lot of you guys have been asking me to just share more makeup tutorials, and that is something that I'm definitely going to be better at, especially in this summer with all the exciting summer launches. And then second, you guys have been wondering what kind of like no foundation routine I've been doing with like tinted moisturizer, something a little bit more toned down and natural, and I've been doing this look a lot, so I figured that I would just record it since I was actually just gonna do this look anyways today. But bear with me, this isn't a tutorial. I probably am gonna use a lot of products because that's just how I am. I'm kind of a mess, I'm all over the place. But if you want to subscribe to my messy ass, then I would love it if you guys click the subscribe button down below, join the fam, and let's get ready today. Also, I am in my new setup. I actually filmed a video in this setup before. I've done a couple Instagram videos in the setup, but I did film a video. It was the Juvia's Place review, and thank you guys for deciding with me not to post that video because Juvia's Place has been going through a lot this week, let's just say that. I like filmed and edited literally the entire video, and then the day that I was getting ready to post it, all of that unleashed, and I didn't think that it would be the most appropriate post, so I canceled it, unfortunately, y'all. It was like a couple months of rent. So I really care about your opinion, let me just say that. It's just how the world works, I guess, but it's just unfortunate. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my brows, and my brows, I'm not gonna lie, I use a lot of products for my brows. I've just kind of been experimenting with different products, and when I say experimenting, I mean just like using them all together. One thing that is a constant in my life is a Glossier Boy Brow. I use the shade Brown, and I already moisturized my skin, which is why it is so like dewy right now. I use the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. How fitting. Anyways, I don't think I even finished the sentence when I was talking about my new setup. This is she. Welcome to the fam. I still haven't like finished the whole background. I just kind of like put those things there so you're not just staring at a white wall for now. But I'm gonna go to Home Goods or something sometime this week and pick up some little things that I can put in the background. Once I feel like my brows are saturated enough, you can see that the Glossier Boy Brow kind of gives my brows like an ashy tone, and I don't mind that, but I do want to bring back a little bit of the warmth, so I've been using this recently. This is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. It's a very interesting product. It basically has like a pencil on one side, and then instead of a spoolie it has this like ink pen. Like it literally looks like an eyeliner, but it's brown, and I just like to take that and like kind of give a couple flicks. And I don't really know what this does, but I just find whenever I use it, it just adds a little bit more warmth because it is like more of an auburn color. Like there's not really much product left in here, so who knows, maybe I'm just imagining everything. And I always make sure I have a spoolie on me just to make sure that I didn't go a little overboard, which I think I did. Okay, and as if that's not extra enough, I then take my actual brow pencil. This is the Benefit Precisely My Brow in 4.5, and I just kind of extend the tail a little bit because those two products don't really give me much of a tail. And last but not least, well actually there's one more step after this, but this is like the glue that holds it all together, that really gives me that fluffy brow look. I get so many compliments on my brows now, and I truly think it's because of this, and probably like the 15 other products that I use on them, but it's besides the point. So that is the brow situation before I actually sculpt them out. And then to sculpt them, as always, I take my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. Take a little bit of that on the back of my hand. And I don't know why, don't ask me. I like using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. The brush on it, I don't know, it just gives me a lot more control than other brushes do for whatever reason. I like using that. whatever dirty brush I have lying around, which is usually this one. It's actually, I get a lot of questions about this one. It's completely rubbed off, but it's the IT Cosmetics Airbrush Flawless Complexion. I think it's part of like the Ulta and IT Cosmetics like brush collaboration or brush deal, I don't know, but I love it. And those are my perfect brows. That's how I've kind of perfected them lately. So moving on, I usually put on SPF right after I finish my skincare, but today I didn't. I'm gonna use the Unseen Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 40 by Supergoop. It is one of my favorite sunscreens. It is really, really good. It's actually clear, so it goes on like a primer. It reminds me a lot of the Smashbox primer. The tinted moisturizer that I'm using does have a pretty good amount of SPF, but I always like to put some under as well, just for some extra protection, because I don't really put like a thick layer of the tinted moisturizer. Supergoop makes like the best sunscreens. I love them so much. Okay, to be honest, I don't always do this, but I just saw it beside me and I thought I'd use it because I haven't featured it in a video yet. This is Deepika's new brand called Live Tinted, and they came out with Hue Sticks, and I've actually been using this a lot, specifically on my lips, but it's really good as a color corrector as well. So I honestly don't really do this on natural days, but I'm just gonna put a little bit on just to support your girl. It's a really, really good color corrector, and I just love the fact that it's like a Hue Stick, so you can truly use it for like whatever you want. You can use it on the eyes, the cheeks, the lips, everything. I'm just gonna pat that in with my fingers, and it's also a really, really good formula. Like, it's not too emollient to the point that like it mixes in with your foundation and then makes you look like a Cheeto. It's just like the perfect color for a color corrector. I really, really like it. You can see that actually did a really good job at color correcting around my 5 o'clock shadow. So anyways, the tinted moisturizer that I like to use is by Bare Minerals, and yeah, I picked this up at Sephora during the VIB sale, and I've been using it ever since. It's literally so amazing. This is what it looks like. It is their Complexion Rescue, and I use the shade Sienna. The gripe with tinted moisturizers and why I never really like them is they never come in deep enough shades. Like, I don't know why. I guess it's because it has SPF. They just are lazy with getting dark enough shades for us. So I've never found one that works. The Laura Mercier one looks disgusting on me, to be honest. Until they come out with like a better shade range, I can't use it. But the Bare Minerals one, there's like 3 or 4 shades after Sienna, which is amazing. I also have the NARS one, which I haven't tried like fully on my face yet, but anyways, I'm just gonna apply this. This is the one it's just been my go-to. It's so good. So I use about that much. Sometimes I use my fingers, but I don't really want to get them gross today, so I'm not. And yeah, it has SPF 30, which is quite amazing. I personally like using brushes, at least initially, with tinted moisturizers, and then sometimes I go in with a beauty blender if there's any streaks. But I just find like because it's such a thin formula, the beauty blender will like soak up the product on its own. So I just like to use just a brush to make sure I'm still getting like a good enough coverage. And I'd say like this gives about like a very light to medium coverage, so it's perfect for every day. You can see how perfect this shade is, and I love the glow that this foundation gives me as well. I find like if you have a good primer, it will last a long time. If you don't, sometimes it does tend to break up with like the oils in your skin, because it does have SPF in it. That SPF product that I just used before this, the Supergoop, is a really good primer. I also use the Smashbox Photo Finish primer under this. Just anything that's a little bit more smoothing, I think works. Now that I have majority of that on, I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just kind of like blend it into the skin. I meant for this video to be more of like a chatty get ready with me, talking about how I'm settling into LA, but I just realized I'm not really talking about that. Once I get to talking about makeup, like I just get so invested in it. But I am gonna do a get ready with me talking about like how I've been settling into LA. I have just a little bit left on my hands, so I'm just gonna take that with my beauty blender And I usually just like to focus that around my mouth if I do have any excess. So that is the tinted moisturizer on. You can see it definitely is like a more light coverage, your skin but better type look. And I really, really like that for the summer. So I go through a couple different concealers. The one that I'm currently using and really liking is by Kaja Beauty. This is like a K-beauty inspired brand. Saw that they had a concealer, so I thought I'd try it. And this is, I forget what it's called, but it's in the shade Chai Pudding. And I really like this because it's just literally, do you see how easy that glides on? It's such a good one. And although it looks like I'm putting on a lot, this is actually more of like a medium to buildable concealer. So it's not gonna give me like too much coverage, but it's gonna give me enough just to like cover the bags. It's a very, very light coverage, or like a light feeling foundation. It almost feels like air. But now I'm taking the shade Candied Ginger. It's just slightly lighter, and I'm just gonna put that right on top, just to give a little bit more of like a highlight. This concealer is really, really good. Like it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't settle into fine lines and wrinkles, and it also doesn't crease throughout the day. I know Kaja is known more for their like color products, which are bomb, but this guy is actually pretty good as well. You can see how light that coverage actually is, but it just gives a really nice lift to the under eyes while still keeping that glow. And now for powder, I kind of go between a couple different powders, but what I've been using recently is actually just the Fenty Beauty like blotting powder. I don't know, I find it just like sets the under eyes nicely. So just gotta make sure there's no creases first. And then I love this brush. Guys, I really need to clean all my brushes. Don't clock me for it, but this is like an Hourglass double-sided brush, and it's just such a good one. And I really like this side because it like fits under the eyes perfectly. And now for bronzer, I have really been into the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula in the shade Endless Summer. It's a really, really nice deep brown that has a little bit of a sheen to it, so it just adds like a really nice glow to the cheeks. I think I might have went a little bit overboard with the bronzer, but whatevs, that's okay. I'm just gonna take a little bit of the Fenty powder again and just kind of re-powder my under eyes to make sure that it's still staying nice and bright. And then for blush, I've been really into the super pink cheek, and I'm still on this Makeup Forever stuff, guys. Like, I love this blush to death. If you're looking for that almost like burnt cheek type look and you're like deeper skin toned, this is everything. It is so beautiful. And I kind of put on a lot, and I do that like thing where you kind of like bring it up on the sides of your cheek and like on the tops of your nose to make it look like you have been sitting in the sun a little bit too long. It's kind of just a look that I'm going for and that I really like. And then I'm just gonna take a brush to like blend all of that together. What I've also been liking is Nude Sticks' new, what are these? The Nudies Bloom All Over Dewy color. This gives like a really nice dewy look to the cheeks. Well, let's add a little bit. This is in the shade Poppy Girl, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of this because I feel like all of those powders just kind of mattified my face a little more than I wanted. So I just kind of like put it on the back of my hand. That's kind of like the color. And then I stick my blush brush in there, and then I'll put it on the cheeks. And this does have like more of like a dewy sheen to it, so you can kind of see the glow that it leaves on your skin. It's really, really beautiful. They have another one like this, other one that I always used to talk about, and I still love that one. Oh God, I just put way too much blush on. I look like a tomato. Okay, that's all right. We're gonna fix this. I'm gonna take my powder again. This has kind of turned into a fail, but it's okay. This is how you fix your makeup, y'all, okay? Take your powder that you use under your eyes, just put it right back on there. You could also use a face powder that's like the same color as your skin. And I'm also gonna just kind of like put that on top of the blush to tone it down a little bit. And then I'm gonna take my bronzer brush again and just kind of like re-add the remaining bronzer on this brush. Honestly, it looks super bright in person, or on camera, but not so much on person, so I'm just gonna let it be. We're just gonna be a glowy tomato today. Never thought I'd hear that coming out of my mouth. And instead of actual eyeshadow, as you guys know, I always like to use a bronzer, so I'm just gonna use that. And also below my eyes as well. Just for a little bit of a sparkle to my eyes. I don't always do this, but I'm gonna take another product by Kaja Beauty. I shared this on my Instagram. I really love their little trios, the newer ones that they came out with, because before they were all shimmer, and these ones have mattes in them, but I'm gonna be using the shimmer one anyways. This is the one in Chocolate Dahlia. I'm gonna take the top shade and just kind of lightly tap my finger in there, and then tap my lid as well. And this will just kind of add a really beautiful kind of like glittery sheen to the eyes. And then take the brush that I used for bronzer again and just clean that up, make sure there's no like harsh edges. And that is it for the eyes. I'm gonna add some mascara. This one over here by Too Faced, it's their new one. It's their Damn Girl mascara. This is the one that I've been wearing recently. It is so good. Actually, before I add that, I'm gonna add my highlight because sometimes I like going over my eyebrow and I don't want my mascara to get in the way of that. So I'm just gonna take what I always take, Bronze Glow by Bobbi Brown, and just kind of like lightly dust that over the cheeks. Not too much though. I want it to kind of just look more natural glowy. A little bit on my nose. Powder brush again just to make sure it's not streaky. And now it is mascara time. I'm gonna add a little bit of lip balm. I feel my lips getting a little bit dry, so this is the Laneige lip sleeping mask, and then I will apply mascara. This seriously gives the lashes so much length and volume and separation. It's just like truly the best. Can y'all just appreciate these lashes for a moment? Like, it is insane what that mascara does to them. I'm gonna put a little bit of an inner corner highlight just because I feel like that is missing. Okay, and before the lip, I'm gonna add some setting spray. Oh, it's done. Okay, that was literally the biggest struggle to find setting spray. I don't remember where I packed them, and I still haven't unpacked everything from the move. So this is one that I could find. It's the LMS Superfood Kefir Tea Mist, and I actually really like this mist. So, and it has a really good like mister. So let's just put that on. And then I got this thing from Korea. It's like a fan. So I'm just gonna fan myself until that dries. So extra. Okay, it's pretty much all dry, and I just want to come up close so you guys can see my skin. It still looks like my skin. For example, I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, but I have like a little birthmark right there that never shows when I'm wearing actual foundation. Same with this one and this one. It's just very like skin-like, but still quite beat and like flawless. So kind of my go-to look. I promise it doesn't take me this long usually when I'm doing it, but I feel like I'm just talking a lot. But now I usually honestly just go for like a super clear, maybe like slightly tinted gloss, like the Laneige glowy balms I've really been liking. But Makeup Forever just came out with these Artist Nude Cream colors, and they are so pretty. Let me get the rest of them. Here are all of them, and I tried them on my stories yesterday, and I kind of like fell in love with them. They look so good. All right, let's just do a little concoction and see what we come up with. On the outside, I'm going to use the shade 09 Pure. These are like super pigmented glosses, like lacquers, I guess you could call it. They're very moisturizing as well. Start off with that, and then I think I'm gonna go in with a lighter shade in the middle. This one is 03 Bluff. And I was saying on my stories, I have super pigmented lips. Like my top lip is like a brown black and my bottom lip is super bright pink. So sometimes it's really hard to find lip colors that actually cover everything evenly, and this is one of them. I feel like it just kind of took this look up a notch, but that is pretty much the finished look. I'm gonna do that because yesterday got all over my teeth and it was really embarrassing. But yeah, you can see super glowy, fresh looking, and the cheeks are nice and glowy from like the blush and the highlight and everything, and it's just a very easy look. Yeah, I'll have all the products I listed or I used down below for you guys if you want to check them out. And I can't stop staring at the viewfinder. Like, I love this look. it's been my go-to. That's probably why I love it so much. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know how I did for my first makeup video in like a month. I think I did pretty good, if I do say so myself. But I love you guys so much. Please subscribe to my channel, guys. We are so close to 300K. We're like at 286 right now, which is wild. First of all, thank you guys so much for supporting my channel always. 300K, like that's a lot. That's more than halfway to 500K, which I don't know if I'll ever even reach 500K, but if we do, it'll be because y'all are amazing. But let me not get too hype. I have my meeting. I'm super early, so I'm very happy about that. And yeah, I love you guys, and I will talk to you in my next video. Let me know if you want to see more makeup videos, what you guys would want to see. This was more of like a natural glam type of look. If you want to see something a little bit more glam, playing with new makeup, like a pinkish look, monochromatic, I don't know. Just let me know and I'll do it. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye everyone. Mwah.